If you're getting a steak at Jim's, go ahead and ask for the Heinz 57.
If it's at J Prime,
Then you should.
Yeah, you better not. Welcome back to the Unrestricted, folks. Vex, Bob, and RC. What you chuckling at already?
well, the fact that you started,
I false started the show. It's true.
premature showing.
Yes, before you could hit record. Nice to see you, boys.
Good to see you too, Jeff.
Good show
to
last
see you,
week.
Bob.
Let's see if we can repeat it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, guess what I watched last night in the middle of the night?
Taxi Cab Muchachos on HBO.
Like youth basketball World Cup-y things.
No. The
Johnny Manziel.
The
doc-
Johnny Manziel documentary. Ding, ding, ding. You've seen it?
No, I've read about it.
Oh, it's great. RC?
I saw the first hour this morning at 5 a.m.
It's not much longer than an hour. Yeah.
I got 20 minutes left.
It's so good. So good.
I think we were talking about this, just knowing how big he is and the stuff that he did.
Yeah.
It's kind of unbelievable.
I went and saw him play a game in Oxford at the against Ole Miss. And
What was the occasion? You just wanted to wear your seersucker suit?
you know, a buddy of mine invited me to go to the Grove, and I was like, how many chances am I ever going to have? I better go check it out.
Your schedule's a little light.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, let's fly to Oxford, Mississippi.
And then drive for like 4 hours. It's
you
not
got to
easy
fly to
get
Memphis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
And watch Johnny Football just dominate a game. Just absolutely dominate a game. He couldn't be caught. Like, his passing was good, but when he electrified his feet, he just couldn't be caught. He couldn't be run down. And, like, that Ole Miss team had, like, NFL players all over the place. The Land Shark defense had, like, 3 linebackers or linemen that all played in the NFL, and they couldn't get to him.
Yeah, he would infuriate people.
He was so good. But to your point, just not that big a guy.
He's 5'11", maybe?
Yeah, I think in the
5'10".
doc he called himself 5'10" on a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
So just pure ability, because he would talk about he wouldn't study at all.
Yeah, that's the big thing you'll take away from it, Bob. He watched 0 film. 0.
The Browns said that he never turned his iPad on.
So is that the reason? Was it the Browns that had in Deshaun Watson's contract, you must study tape?
Maybe that's where they learned that. Yes. Yeah. Fool me once, shame on you. Yeah.
I mean, that actually pisses me off.
I know.
You're making that much money and you can't be bothered to even like work for it.
Well, the whole signing scandal was kind of amazing.
Which signing scandal? The one where he was
His.
signing autographs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got to where he could 2 or 3 times a month he'd fly somewhere and sign for like 5 hours, and they'd pay him 150, 200 grand.
God, I want that job.
And he'd party his balls
Not
off.
legally, mind you.
Yeah.
I mean, against NCAA.
Against-
Oh, this is
infractions.
when in college.
Yes.
This is when he was
Yes.
still a
God,
freshman.
I love the good old days of the NCAA.
Yeah, and then it makes you think, like, what if now he was there
That's exactly what you think the whole time you're watching the documentary.
and he could get the name, likeness, blah blah.
it would
money.
be millions.
Well, I mean, do you really think it would be, or did the illicit nature of it make the pay scale higher?
No. I don't think so, because those number 2 jerseys were coming off the shelves.
Adidas ran out of them.
That's what it says in the doc. Yeah.
They ran out of them. So his number one homeboy it's Uncle Nate.
Uncle Nate. Yeah.
And he was kind of his enforcer and also like his party confidant.
Yeah.
And so he started running his business, his autograph business. And
Spoiler alert for those of y'all who
yeah,
haven't
if you hadn't
seen
seen
Yeah.
it, too bad.
Oops.
Yeah.
So he's like, we got to do something because you've got too much money and we can't help ourselves. We're going to post all these pictures because he's partying with Drake. He's partying with
Everybody.
A-listers that want a piece of him.
Yeah.
And he's this Texas kid, you know? So he's like, okay, well, my grandpa was in the oil business. Let's really lean on that he's really rich.
Yes.
So he would send his grandpa cash and then have his grandpa write him a check
So he could deposit
so he
it.
could quote unquote clean it.
Wow. So not only was it NCAA violations, it was money laundering and
That's
federal felonies.
Correct.
They showed a picture of his grandpa. He's like, yeah, he's a G from way back.
Yeah, he did. I love my grandfather.
He's a G from way back.
He's sitting in there in his little one-room.
No, and he's like,
Yes.
he's laughing.
What?
You got the right idea.
And what
Yeah.
was also awesome is everybody pronounced his name Manziel.
Yeah, Manziel.
Johnny
Manziel.
Manziel.
Oh my, I have to watch it now.
You
No,
actually
it's-
do want to watch it. It's worth the watch. It leaves you a little bit. There's a little bit left to be desired. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because the verdict's still out. He's still probably a nightmare. It's not like he's turned it 100% around.
No, I mean the one picture they showed of him, and he's like going off on this, soliloquy, this diatribe about how he's really found himself and whatever, and then it's got him kicking back in a recliner, drinking a beer,
And then
It's-
and
okay.
hitting on a big old pinner
Yes,
while he's
yes.
grilling with his homeboys.
Yeah,
I mean,
throwing
they
darts.
don't look like they were in a Christian
That's-
Bible study
No,
group.
they don't.
That's a severely modified 12-step program.
It is. And like, I want to know more. I mean, there's 2 more hours of the Johnny
Easy.
documentary that I want to see.
Easy.
Like, who's he dating now? What kind of skank is she? Okay, I mean, she could be anything, right?
Yeah.
It
Where
led you
does
to
he
believe.
live?
It led you to believe he's living with his parents, kind of, didn't it?
The house looked like it was like a new neighborhood in Frisco.
Yeah, it did. It did. It
Where,
did.
where the dollar can stretch.
Yes.
And he can be out on an
Some acreage.
acres and a half so the freaky deaky doesn't get.
I want to know more. And like, do you ever throw a football anymore? He's not that old.
Well, and that's the thing. Imagine if he really dedicated himself into he just fucked up.
Duh.
Yeah, I mean, he had the tiger by the tail, and he'd fooled a lot of people, but he didn't fool himself.
No kidding.
Johnny, all your representation, if you're listening to this, we'll put you on unedited.
Absolutely. We will. Unfiltered, unedited. You can come on with us anytime. Johnny Football.
JFF, Johnny fucking Football.
Hey, you know what's crazy is watching the documentary, you realize how many Cowboys fans really wanted Johnny Football to be drafted by Dallas.
Oh,
Jerry wanted him.
Jerry wanted him. Yeah, I remember that.
Jerry drank the Kool-Aid.
Guess who they drafted instead?
It was a
Zach Martin. Yeah.
Zach
No.
Martin.
And I remember
Yep.
when they did, and I was like,
Wow.
oh.
And it
Who the
turns out
fuck's
he's
this guy?
pretty good.
Yeah, he's the best
so
lineman
basically
in the NFL.
both of those players are not playing for the Cowboys right now.
Very funny.
Well, there's a story about Jerry at a bar, and he's pontificating, and he's into his drinks, and he's like, yeah, I really wanted fucking Johnny Football, man. I wanted to sign him, but my son said, Dad, we ain't drafting a 5'9" white quarterback. Sorry. Especially not in the first round.
God, I love football owners, racist in their lives,
Yeah.
anti-racist on their football teams.
Yep. Yep. You know it.
He really wanted to go to UT,
Yeah, he did.
and UT gave him nothing. In hindsight, I'm lightning in a bulb. What he did for A&M, I mean, he built them a new stadium.
Yes, he did.
He built them a new stadium.
In the documentary, it mentions this, that the Texas A&M Foundation went from raising $300 million in a calendar year
The 550.
$700 million.
Okay.
And
It's something ridiculous.
I mean, talking about news about the A&M the 12th Man Foundation.
they shut that
They're
down.
shutting it down because they think they may be running afoul of IRS rules and nonprofit rules.
Uh-oh.
Because it was set up as a nonprofit. And I think all the other foundations, the collectives across the country are looking at that going, what do we do?
No, that Aggie, they did catch lightning in a bottle. You had Johnny Football come in, you had them moving to the SEC, and you had oil prices go bananas, all within a couple of years. And
He made three coaches famous.
for sure, Sumlin,
Yep.
Kingsbury, who are you thinking of for the third?
Is there one other?
I don't know.
I
For
don't know.
sure, those two.
Yeah.
For sure, those two.
Yeah. No.
He did really well in the CFL.
I like, but
He
here,
played in the CFL for a while.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He also played in the fans participation league.
I remember that, where the fans called the plays. and
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Real classy organization.
Real
Well, like
defunct.
honestly, if you think like college, no studying, no extra time, and the shit he did, freshman, won the Heisman.
Yeah.
Comes back and he's like, and I'm done with college. I don't need it.
Yep.
Pros didn't study at all. What do you think he was doing in the CFL?
Probably not a lot of studying.
Yeah,
Just that's who he is.
and like he had a quote. He's like, play hard, party hard.
Yeah.
That's
Win or
just crazy.
lose, we gon' booze.
Yes, I bet that's tattooed on him
It
somewhere.
probably is.
It's probably fighting for a place because that dude's is more ink than Post Malone.
So I saw that documentary last night and the Jake Paul documentary.
I saw
That's
that too.
really good too.
Yeah, you were definitely insomnia.
Yeah.
But I saw that one last week, and it's good.
They're really good. They're called Untold. They're on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, I missed that one though. I watched Hard Knocks yesterday.
Oh wow.
I hadn't seen
The
that
Jets
yet.
Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
It makes Aaron Rodgers out to be a really, really nice guy, which I don't think is true.
Yeah, but all of his teammates always love him.
I know, and I'm trying to figure out why.
I think he's a dick everywhere but in the locker room.
Narcissistic dick, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
I said, I don't
There we go. I brought him up.
He knows what he's doing.
Don't you think so?
I
You think
think-
he's playing us?
Oh yeah, he plays the heel when necessary. He absolutely cares just about himself, but then he forgoes his guaranteed money to bring some more people.
See, one of my friends brought that up, going, "Isn't Aaron Rodgers a really, really good guy? He gave up some of this money." I'm like, "Oh man, he's making that up somewhere else."
Yeah, somewhere else.
It's
And
like you're too cynical.
look, we haven't gotten to the show where we start predicting over-unders for win-losses on teams, but I promise you I'm going under on the Jets less than 10. They're not winning 10 games this year. It's just going to be too tough sledding. They don't have an offensive line.
It's a really tough division.
And it is that.
And we'll get to that in a couple of weeks. Though the other surprise for me from Hard Knocks, I had no idea that Liv Schreiber narrates Hard Knocks.
You didn't realize that?
I never knew that
Huh.
until he shows up, flies in on a helicopter, and says hi to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, is that part of the show?
That is part of the show.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Liv's really good at what he does.
Yeah, he is.
The next Untold or Hard Knocks or whatever, I think it needs to be about Phil Mickelson's gambling.
Oh my
oh
God.
boy.
What is it? Billy Walters, the professional gambler who's coming out with a book. It's only like a week away from release, where he basically tells all about Phil's gambling. Have y'all read about this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're looking at me like you have.
Oh yeah.
yeah. He says put 400 down on Team USA.
Yeah, 400 large, 400 gur.
While he's
While he's
playing
playing.
the Ryder Cup.
That's got to be against a rule somewhere,
And a,
right?
a professional gambler says, "Hey, that's not gonna go well for you. Remember Pete Rose?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah, dude, it's cool." He's like, "No, dude, it's not cool."
I wonder if he found the book to put that bet down.
Well, the PGA is different than all other team sports, right? Because in team sports, it's in the locker rooms where it says any gambling, et cetera, will not be tolerated, on your team, on any other team, no sports gambling, right? But I've never seen it advertised in a PGA locker room.
At the least, there is going to be some clause in their membership agreement as to be a member of the PGA.
There's got to be.
Do not bring disrepute onto the association.
There
Something
has
like
to be.
that.
There has to be.
But-
400 grand on a Ryder Cup?
Well, think about this, Jeff. If you could gamble on yourself, wouldn't you say, "I'm gonna miss the cut," and then just go get all fucked up and not
Yeah,
show up every
yeah.
time? So there's got to be something somewhere. P.S. I'm not gonna do so good.
Yeah.
Why?
Point
Because I
shaving.
am really high.
But Billy Walters said he gambled $1 billion. Said Mickelson gambled $1 billion in a 10-year span.
Well, the story goes the reason that he only plays with Callaway.
It's because he lost a whole bunch of money and needed money, right?
Yeah.
Right before the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
And they said, "Okay, we will clean all your debts in Vegas, but you will play with our brand for the rest of your life."
And that was all of our speculation on him going to live as well. That was a lot of clearing more gambling debt. Though, I mean, a billion sounds like a big number, and it is a big
Because
number.
it's a big number.
But when you look at gambling and putting money at risk over a long term, I mean, my dad, when he was on a fixed income, I saw his gambling statements and the money he put at risk just playing slots.
Billions, right?
It wasn't billions.
Didn't his arm get tired? He's playing slots.
But it was hundreds of thousands of dollars when he's on a fixed income living on his pension.
That's not good.
That's crazy talk.
But he gambled responsibly.
It sounds like
yeah,
it.
really.
Is that why you're in the studio with us, hanging out?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You're really selling me on him being responsible at it.
All I'm saying is
100,000 on a fixed income.
all I'm saying is $1 billion sounds like a big number, except when you look at it.
Because it
$1
is.
billion is what he put at risk over that long term.
Okay.
That's $100 million per year for 10 years.
And he
probably
didn't make
lost-
that
I would say probably lost 200 to 300 based on that number.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah.
That's,
I mean,
that's a good number.
But he never made $100 million a year until he signed with the Saudis.
I wouldn't have thought so, right?
Nuh-uh.
I mean, even with endorsements, he probably wasn't a $100 million guy.
Oh, I bet he did.
You think?
Hmm.
I don't know.
And I think that's another thing. People are like, we really like Phil. He's. I think people are just tired of Phil.
Oh, now we are.
But even when he was trying to play the nice guy, it was like,
I kind of love Phil's gambling. The part about Phil that's gambling. I don't love lots about Phil,
but
there's
you
a
love
bunch that I hate.
Riverboat Phil.
But I love the riverboat Phil. Yeah, I kind of do.
He's a degen.
Did you see the TikTok video of him? All right, this is Phil. He's like on the first tee somewhere with God knows who, other professional golfer, and he's like, "We're making up a game. We're playing whatever."
What are we playing for?
What are we playing for? I haven't thought about that.
What do you mean you haven't thought about it?
Well,
What were you thinking about? Okay, well, Cameron and I will play, you guys. You and
Okay.
Honor Bond. We'll play 9 holes for a G,
perfect.
straight best ball.
Perfect.
And when you're closed out, you can press for half,
Not the full?
not the full.
Okay.
So you got to win the match to win. Yeah, and if you want, what we'll do is we'll go 28. If you shoot 28 best ball, it's double.
Perfect. I love that.
Okay.
That sounds
or
good.
better, 28 or better.
He's played in a lot more of these.
Oh my! Yeah.
This is during a live tournament.
See, this is why I love Phil.
Because it reminds me of when I played with you out at Pecan. And I hadn't seen you in
Against Lee
like
Trevino.
3 years. And you roll up and you're like, hope you bought your wallets. What are we playing for, boys? I'm like, what the fuck?
I gotta love that about Phil. I really do.
Uh,
So much of him is just contemptible, but that part of it, I don't know. I like it.
So, Phil, $800 million plus, not even counting the Saudi stuff, $800 million in endorsements over his career.
Okay, that does not add up to $100 million a year.
right. So you
Well-
lose that and you're in the whole $200,000.
That's right.
Or excuse me,
$200
$200 million.
No. Add on his career PGA earnings, which is almost 100, and
Okay.
add on his 200 from live, he's actually plus 100 million.
Okay. That's if he lost the entire
The
billion.
entire 1 billion, which he didn't.
And it's always possible that he could. He's an adrenaline junkie.
This shit doesn't affect him going to the Golf Hall of Fame, right?
It could.
I don't know.
Well, hold on. No,
I
how,
don't-
how is the Golf Hall of Fame done?
Yeah, who judges that?
I don't know.
Who
I don't,
puts you in?
don't look at me. It's
got-
not me.
It's an 85-year-old white dude.
I'm sure it's the writers, but I don't think it keeps him out. I mean, this is just the guy who he is, the guy he has been. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame this weekend, inductions, decidedly San Antonio Spurs bent on this weekend.
Yeah, we got 2, right?
Well, kind of 3. We got Becky Hammond,
Oh.
Pop, and Parker. Like, David Robinson's going to be there. Tim Duncan's going to be there. Manu Ginobili's going to be there. And then the 3 who are going in.
That's pretty cool.
It's all Spurs all the time, man. And
Why-
Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki.
Why is this in August?
Oh, because there's nothing else going on with the NBA in August, so they need something.
Oh, and yeah, and the other thing about this is not the NBA Hall of Fame. This is the Basketball
It's
Hall
the
of
World
Fame.
Basketball Hall of Fame. And it is the FIBA Basketball World Cup starting up here in about a week, which I'm sure you guys have not. This is where you look at
All
me
I
and go,
know is it's a
I've
young
watched
team.
more women's national team than I have that.
I just
Okay.
watched highlights. But I read an article about our team.
Okay.
Kerr's the coach.
Yep.
Everybody's young.
Yep.
I recognize maybe 60% of the roster.
That's it? It's
I'm
a
not-
good roster.
I know it
dude.
is, but I'm not as.
Grant Hill is our new general manager, taking over for Jerry Colangelo.
I like that move.
So I think that that's a good one for us, and I like our team a lot. It's missing,
Do we have any bigs?
not really. We have
Everybody's like 6'7", right?
Yeah, we have. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. is our hold down the fort in the paint kind of guy, and we have Walker Kessler way down on the bench. Okay,
Austin Reeves,
Austin Reeves. It's Jalen Brunson's team.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
and he's New York Knicks.
Yep. And, former Villanova guy. There's 3 Villanova guys, Bridges, Brunson, and Josh Hart,
That's
which
cool.
is pretty amazing that those guys won national championships. And now
They're
here they
still-
are on Team USA.
doing it.
And, this team, maybe it's more interesting to talk about who is not on this roster. Trey Young, Devin Booker,
Yeah, maybe they just said no.
Ja Morant.
Well,
None of these
Well-
guys, there's reasons.
Yeah.
Everybody has their reasons.
yeah,
But I actually like
Some better
what
than
they
others.
have out there. I mean,
they're gonna be good.
I think they're gonna win the whole damn thing. And I like the way the roster is constructed. It is Jalen Brunson's team as the leader, but the best player on the team so far through a scrimmage and through like a friendly against Puerto Rico is Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
It's Ant-Man. He's the best player out there. And you can see that they're all deferring to him. He's maybe about to make that leap into superstardom.
who does he play for again?
Minnesota.
That's
So you don't
right.
even know where he plays.
Yeah.
And he's about to become a superstar. I'm pretty sure.
Do you think the Spurs could get Carl Anthony Towns?
You wouldn't want him.
No.
No thanks. And no, I don't think they could get him. I mean, Minnesota's got so much money sunk into their front court, and they think Carl Anthony Towns is a superstar, which is not. But Carl Anthony Towns thinks he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Calls himself the greatest shooting big who ever lived. Okay, I mean,
Really?
that's what he calls himself.
Okay.
I know. He's a really good shooter.
Got to have an ego to play in the NBA.
Yeah, you do. All right, what else you got? Oh, I realized something the other day.
What's that?
I never used to like Tabasco sauce.
Okay.
Do you think the
What the?
Do you think the older you get, the more you like Tabasco sauce?
Well, every 7 years, your palate changes.
is that a fact?
That's a fact. That's science.
Huh. I've liked pizza the whole time.
Well, because I think the first 7, it's pizza, chicken strips, and
Yes.
peanut butter and jelly. Those are pretty much
Cheese.
standards.
Slices of cheese.
Bob, are you thinking about my
No, I'm
hypothesis?
just wondering why. I mean, are you losing taste buds where you have to
strip 'em
have to
off?
put that crap on
I don't know, maybe.
to get a taste? I mean,
Because I used to think of it as crap, and now I think of it as awesome.
I used to always have to have it because my old man would make grilled cheese and put Tabasco in it, like it wasn't a choice. So it was just like, take your medicine. And then I got to where I was used to it and I'd have to have it.
Yeah,
And it makes shitty cooked vegetables a lot better.
it's really good.
But
Makes bad pizza really good.
yeah, but I'll tell you, any day I'll go Louisiana over it
Yeah,
or
Cholula.
Cholula's okay.
Cholula I used to love a lot more then than I do now.
Cholula.
I think I've
Crystals?
grown out of it.
Crystals?
is nice.
Crystals is
That's
nice.
nice. But do you think it has something to do with getting older?
Yeah.
it probably has getting older and killing the taste buds. I mean, a lot like I'm
Or you
analogizing to
always have
firemen,
COVID, maybe.
firefighters, or you always have COVID. No, where firefighters are always eating spicy food because they can't taste anything else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of like smoke
Because
inhalation?
of smoke shop.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
did
I've
not
heard.
know that.
That's
what I've
why
heard.
there's always an Indian place right next to the firehouse
And also just in case.
and a Thai place.
Yeah, in the pre-show, I was downstairs having a deli sandwich. I
Mhm.
just did basically your French dip, and I noticed myself just slathering it with Tabasco sauce, and I thought, the hell am I doing? Nobody puts Tabasco sauce on a steak sandwich.
I do.
Okay, there,
I
good.
do.
See, I feel better now.
But I've learned my lesson. Like I used to just preemptive douse whatever I was eating
Yeah.
with insert hot sauce.
Yeah.
My wife's like, don't do that. I'm like, why? That's what I like. It's an insult to the chef. First, taste what they have prepared. And then if you still want to be a jack off, then douse it with your stupid sauce.
Your wife is right. Your wife is
I know.
absolutely right.
I
know
mean,
she
I
is.
know damn well not to put A1 on a steak, Nor would I ever, by the way. It's just kind of gross. But like, I don't know. You can salt and pepper to taste, can't you?
Not
Without hurting
until you've
feelings?
tasted.
Okay.
Well,
Not until you've tasted.
on a steak, it should just be salt and pepper.
Correct. That's correct.
And if you want to do a chimichurri or you want to do a little
on the side.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then dip.
Yeah.
If you're so inclined.
And I
It's
think
salt and pepper on a steak, and that's
it.
and it also makes a difference how much the chef is getting paid.
Ah.
I mean, if they're kind of a line cook, who the fuck cares what they think?
Yeah.
about
If you're
your
getting a
insult?
steak at Jim's, go ahead and
Yeah.
ask for the Heinz 57.
If it's at J Prime,
Then you should
yeah, you better not.
the salt baby.
because that guy's going to come out and beat the crap out of
He's
you.
gonna cut you with that big knife.
So you've been paying attention to the collapse in college football?
I have a little bit, but you guys are probably more plugged in than I am. All I know is the Pac-12 is now the Pac-4, I
Yep.
think.
They don't have enough enough teams to make a six-pack now.
That's embarrassing.
And the teams suck. I mean, okay, they're wonderful schools, but competitively as a football programs, they stink.
What is it? Stanford, Oregon State, Washington?
Cal and Washington State.
Yeah, okay.
And the speculation this week was Cal and Stanford might go to the ACC, which I'm like,
The Atlantic Coast
yeah, the
Conference?
first letter is Atlantic, which
Mm.
is a total. Jay Billis said this on Kornheiser's podcast a couple days ago. College football conferences are here for one purpose and one purpose only: to collude and keep money away from the players.
Turns out he's right.
He's right, because here's the thing. I mean, we think about football players. Okay, if you're UCLA and you're playing on the football team and you're going across the coast to play Rutgers, you're on a nice plane, you're being well taken care of, you're being well fed, you're being well housed, but you're also asking the rowing team, the volleyball team to make that same damn trip. And do you think they're traveling the same way?
No.
Do you think that conference, that school cares about the kids? No, they don't. And this is finally laying action to the hypocrisy that is college football and college sports in general.
So what is the Pac-12 supposed to do? Are they supposed to
Dissolve.
Pac-4?
Dissolve
When
okay.
does this all come to fruition?
after next season. This is a lot faster. And the Pac-12 is gone after next season.
Do you want to know the rumor that I heard?
Yes.
UTSA and Incarnate Word both think they have a chance to get into the new Pac-12.
I don't know why you would.
I don't know why Incarnate Word would think they can, like, take that much of a giant leap. I mean, UTSA.
Well, the same reason why Cowboys fans think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, very funny. Very funny.
And so do Jets fans.
Your third string quarterback's about to get traded.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
The
But
Jets
fans Australian sucks.
let's continue and wrap back around on that. The Pac-12 is gone. The Pac-12 is gone.
Why don't they just do geographical areas?
Oh, you mean have the Southwest Conference back?
Right.
Yeah, I would love that.
That was Chip Kelly's comment.
Yep.
It's like, let's just get rid of it all, do
Clean
like
slate.
a minor NFL, and we'll do it geographically and do divisions and be done.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you're absolutely right. What I want is the top 64 college football teams in 232-team leagues, like a lot like you guys have heard this, I
AFC,
mean.
NFC?
No, like English Premier League and one league below.
Oh, okay.
So you can have teams go up and down because you'll get a little bit of movement. But
Okay.
quite frankly, the 50th ranked football team in college football, I don't care.
No.
There's
Right.
two people that enjoy watching that team.
Bookies.
The ones that graduated, the bookies and the degenerate gamblers.
Yeah, that's
That's
about
it.
it. Yeah.
And in all reality, you don't have to go much lower than 15th in the country to get to competitive irrelevance.
Yeah, you really don't.
So let's just do that. It's going to be consolidation. We're staring down the barrel. I think the ACC is getting ready to start to collapse, but they have Florida State's talking about moving,
Mhm.
but they have $120 million exit fee to pay,
Oh,
and then take the
Ouch.
ACC to court because their rights deal goes through 2036.
oh my
Ooh.
God.
The reason why Pac-12 was the first thing to fall, their rights deal ends at the end of next season or end of this season.
So that's why they're blowing up.
It's a mess.
Just take the two revenue sports out of it and let the NCAA and the conferences deal with the rest of it. And let's just take those two revenue sports, take them out of Title IX, take them out of everything, and let them be administered differently.
I'm down with that.
Basketball, football.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it for our show. Thanks for joining us, folks. Like and subscribe on the Unrestricted, please.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Johnny Manziel, we're waiting for your call.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's good. Hey, it feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's good.
Pause the show so I can put this on. This is great.
What am I pausing the show for?
Just
do
trust
it later.
Me.
Do it
just
later.
trust me.
Oh God.
I mean, I can cut this out. And I actually have the stat about Phil as well.
No, he gambles a lot.
Phil or Jeff?
Both.
All right. Patch that in. Can you patch that in?
What am I patching in? I can pull it up somewhere. What am I doing? Is it YouTube or something else?
It is, let's see, Brian Kirshner on, I think, TikTok or maybe Instagram.
Yeah, you're giving our guy a lot of help.
Let's see if I can pull it up on the YouTube. Nope, not on the YouTube.
It's great audio.
We're going to cut it. There it is. It's on Twitter. Sorry, not Twitter.
It's on X.
What the fuck, Elon?
That dude.
Jesus Christmas.
Different animal.
Certainly is. Okay. Okay, lead back into it. I think I have it loaded up.